Konbanwa, Tiger here. It's nighttime. You can tell I'm kind of a night person. Anyways, everyone's asleep. Today's video is I'm talking about my current job situation. So I just moved from Osaka like 2 months ago. And when I was in Osaka, I worked at McDonald's for about 4 to 5 months, and that went really well. And the reason I was working at McDonald's is not as an English teacher like everyone else, is simply because I wanted to improve my Japanese. When you're an English teacher, you get caught in the English bubble, so I wanted to go out of that bubble and learn more Japanese. And it was a pretty good experience. So when I moved to Kobe, I continued that. So I got hired at Kobe McDonald's and stuff, and I only lasted 3 days, and here's why, basically. The first day, I was training in the morning for 2 hours with 2 older ladies between the ages of 55 and 60. One was like really talky and mouthy and just really flat out rude. When I came in, she didn't introduce herself at all. She was very dogmatic. Yeah. The next one was a little more quiet, but she was actually highly aggressive, so like indirectly. Anyways, I walk in, I'm standing there, I don't know where I'm supposed to go. I go to the manager first, and the manager just kind of points to the back, because most people don't speak English, especially here. Kobe is actually more countryside. So I go to the back, now I'm standing there, and they're just like, they put me in wrapping the burger. I was like, okay, I can do this, sure, whatever. And basically, when apparently I did something incorrect, the one that don't talk very much came over and would like slap my hand. I'm like, what? Like, what are you doing? You know, and then she would grab what I was doing and then finish the burger real quick and just slide it through, while the other one's talking, you know, trash to me, like talking badly to me. Of course, I can't understand exactly what they're saying. I'm like, oh, okay, we'll cut that, got it, you know. Then like this continued for 2 hours. So I got pretty much assaulted 3 times. Maybe in Japan it's not assault, but in America, at least where I'm from, over in Washington State, Seattle area, even just touching something like that is 4th degree assault. Any unwanted touching. So I got slapped in the hand twice, and I got slapped here once. And that was in the first 2 hours, and that's how they trained at this particular McDonald's. I worked 5 months at the other place, never got slapped even once. And no, I never even got yelled at. I mean, they're like, oh, you made a mistake. And I was like, okay, can you please fix it? But beyond that, I never got yelled at, no slapping. So this is Kobe people, okay? And so far, all the 2 months I've been here, my experiences with all Kobe people have been relatively negative. Unless it's like just me simply buying something from the store where they're paid to be nice, and that's fine. But just outside interactions, it's been really negative. Like, for foreigners though, like, foreigners are always fine. I met a few foreigner friends, so I'm good. Back to the story. So yeah, so I was upset the first day. I went to the manager, and she can speak some English because she did a homestay in Australia, plus she spent a lot of time over in Hawaii. So she can speak English, we can have a conversation. She's like, oh, how was your day? Smiling and stuff, probably, hopefully. And I was like, not very good. She's like, why? And I told her why, the reason why. And I asked her, I was like, please, can you tell them not to touch me? You know, basically without my permission. You know, nobody like hits people like to train them. I'm sorry, at least where I'm from. And even here, based on all my experiences, I've been here for a long time, and that's never happened. So she's like, yeah, I will tell them. I'm sorry, we've had problems with these same 2 women in the past. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, if you had such problems, why don't you just fire them, you know? But maybe they like work full time, and maybe they're hard workers. I don't know the reasoning behind it, but for me as a boss, if I had like some workers that made other people quit constantly, I would fire them. I don't care how good they are. It's just me though, but she's like, I'll talk to them and everything will be fine. I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I went home. Next day, came back, same thing. So everything went okay for about an hour. They're still rude like before, but I can live with and handle the rude part, you know. But it was about an hour till, you know, they hit me again in some sort of way. But this time I got really pissed. I was like, no, like, chotomate, stop. basically, and I just left. I walked out, and the manager was up in her office, and I walked in. I was like, look, I'm very upset. You said you'd take care of this. The hitting thing, it didn't stop. Is there anything else you can do? Can you like change my shift tonight or something? Because I'd really appreciate that. And she's like, yeah, we'll just change your shift to nighttime starting tomorrow. And I was like, okay, cool. So I didn't go back and work with them. Even though I had an hour left, I just left. I was that upset. She said it was okay. She's like, I see you're really upset. You can just go home and we'll continue your training the next day at night, which is fine. So I was like, okay, cool. So I went home and I was hopeful because the benefit of nights is that obviously I'm a night person. Like right now I'm making this video at night. So I thought maybe it could be a good thing. And plus I got paid $1 more. So I was like, okay, sure, nights. I did the night thing. It was super boring. Like I think I made like 4 burgers in like 3 hours. I washed like a few things down. It was so slow and so boring. I couldn't believe it. I can deal with that part. At least nobody hit me or assaulted me. But all the crew, like, none of them were Japanese at all. So if you remember back, my whole goal is to improve my Japanese. It's kind of hard to improve my Japanese if the crew is like every other Asian ethnicity, like Indian, Vietnamese, Chinese, and they don't speak Japanese well at all. So we spend most of our time doing hand signals like this. Can you go downstairs and get the box? Like universal hand signals. For me, it was really no benefit. So the next day, again, I came to the office and I just told her, like, I can't really continue to work here. I appreciate, you hiring me and giving me the opportunity and stuff like that, but like for me, I truly feel like it's no real benefit. And yeah, so I'm at to basically quit. She's like, okay, I understand. Just turn in your uniform, stuff like that. Come do some paperwork. No problem. I was like, okay. So like, it took almost a month and a half just to do all that, because I had Yukiko call and schedule like a exact appointment time, like 4:30 randomly on a very busy day for all of us. So we came down there to drop off the uniform, fill out some paperwork, do the Hanko's thing, the stamp thing, the official thing, to say, it's all over and stuff. And the manager stood us up. Like, we sat there for 45 minutes straight. I was like, okay, so I can kind of see why the crew's bad. The manager's actually bad as well, right? And this happened twice. So finally, the third time around, Mikiko just went there without an appointment. She was just like, here's the clothes. Give me the paperwork now if you want me to fill it out. If not, I'm leaving. So she gave her the paperwork, stamped it, and just left. And that's how she had to deal with it. Like, so I don't even know. I don't even know where to begin with that. It was actually a really, really, really terrible experience for me and Yukiko. Of course, there was other McDonald's. There's like 5 different McDonald's, right? So we went to other ones just to see if they're hiring. None of them were hiring. That means that people are happy and they weren't leaving. And every single McDonald's said, the one McDonald's I worked at is hiring, because people probably quit a lot because people there are really, really, unfortunately, bad to work for or work with. So that was my experience recently. I went back to my old McDonald's job. So I'm working back there. I had to take the train and stuff. That sucks, but I enjoy when I'm doing more. And I also have an English job right after. So I go to work there, I come back here and I do English job so I can keep up with, my English teaching skills and stuff like that. So in the end, it all worked out. So now I have 2 jobs. Both jobs seem very good and I'm pretty happy. Yeah, until next video, peace.